some people ask, how can you tell if a potential bidder for a business is serious or whether they're really just trying to get information for their own business that's, a competing concern or the like? And I'll say that I don't encounter that often, frankly, where someone engages in this process and isn't sincere in their desires. But we do worry about it sometimes. And so to guard against that, we'll often put in place what we call a clean team process so that the potential bidders, it's not like everybody at the bidder's company can look at all of the information at the target. But instead, they'll have to designate one or two key people. Sometimes we'll require them to work with just their outside law firm, and even sometimes a third-party diligence firm to come in and look at the business. And they're able to report back, but they're somewhat limited about what they can and can't share, so that the technical information and the trade secret information doesn't seep out in a way that you'd worry about it. And that can be very effective. I mean, an NDA is only as good as people will respect it, but we do find actually that can be very effective in sussing out whether someone's even willing to engage in the process, because there is risk for them on the other side if they misuse the information. And then I was thinking about this, about like if I've really encountered this in practice. And there was one transaction I was working on. We were at the very early stages of the transactions. The first meeting we had with the potential buyer after we had signed an exclusivity letter and given them a period of time to look at the business on its own. It had been a very active bidding process, and there were several bidders, and they were all very close in their bid values. So this was a difficult choice for my client to pick one and just go with them. But we had done that. And then we got in the negotiating room, and the bidder was just asking question after question after question about problems in the business. And we had probably been going at it for about an hour. This is like the very start of the meeting. And they just kept saying, well, you've got this issue with the business and you've got that problem with the business. And as we were wrapping up that session, it was very stressful. Like there wasn't a lot of noise in the room. It was sort of, I was going back and forth with the lawyer on the other side, and everybody else, there's people all around the table. They said, do you have any questions for us? And I said, yeah, I do actually. I have one. Why do you want to buy this business? Because all they had done was show that they were worried about all these problems, and they refused to answer the question at first. And I insisted that the whole exclusivity period was going to end if they couldn't come back and tell us exactly why they wanted to buy the business. Because we had other people who wanted to. And I was worried in that moment that maybe they didn't want to. Well, the good news is they really did want to. They were obviously trying to set up some kind of a scale back on the purchase price, or set up a dynamic in the negotiation where we were on the defensive. And we had a great asset. This company was a great company, and we weren't, like any company, it had some issues, but all companies have their issues. So this was this is the closest I can come to that moment where I was like, maybe these people don't really want to buy the business. Maybe they're messing with us.